A semi stolen in Orlando, how the driver located it in West Palm Beach, and what happened when police showed up. Then weekend weather, a breakdown of what you can expect in your neighborhood. Today on WPTV News Channel 5 at 5.
Rapids Water Park is the one where you get big through park fun barefooting. In the sun barefooting. Getting soaked barefooting. At the Rapids barefooting.
Yeah, get barefooting this spring break at the Rapids with 35 exciting rides, wild slides, and our all-new Barefootin' Bay. Plus, save big with coupons from Subway. For the best spring break ever, it's Rapids, the thrill park.
At the Rapids barefooting.
Park now open daily.
Yup, it's all about the Washingtons. Look what your $2 gets you, baby. Loads of flavor and meat. Well, don't you have good taste? You see what I did?
Get Rallies and Checkers' new $2 chicken slider box. Our classic all-white meat crispy chicken slider. Or try it with Frank's Red Hot sauce topped with creamy ranch. Served with famous seasoned fries. All in one box. Just $2.
Your place or mine?
Rallies and Checkers.
It's in the bag.
It's the newest and sweetest ticket deal to Sunfest. It's 5 for $12. Purchase a 5-day pass for $60. That's just $12 a day to see all the action. So what's the catch? There's a limited number available. Go to sunfest.com or a TD Bank location in Palm Beach or Martin counties while supplies last. Get this goodbye before it goes bye-bye.
Hi, it's the Mo and Sally Morning Show from Cool 105.5. Get WPTV News Channel 5 weather updates from Steve Weagle and Storm Team 5 every hour during your workday.
News Channel 5 and Cool 105.5, keeping you safe and secure.
Every morning, this is local news everywhere. Mornings on WPTV News Channel 5.
And my co-host, my studio audience, tomorrow from the hit show Empire, Bashir Yazgray stops by. You know, he plays Akeem, and of course, who's got the best hot topics? I love you for watching today. See you next time on Wendy. Bye.
Heart-wrenching discovery, an exhaustive search, a local toddler missing, then the worst imaginable outcome, his body found at his own home. What we're finding out about the investigation today on WPTV News Channel 5 at 5.
Need a new mattress? El Dorado has Florida's largest selection. Don't miss the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend at the South Florida Fairgrounds Expo Center. Browse over 60 spas and huge discounts this weekend at the South Florida Fairgrounds Expo Center. Visit hottubshow.com.
For the first time ever, get $0 down and 0 interest until January 2018 at H.H. Gregg. Plus, save up to 25% off major appliances. Score a Maytag washer or dryer for $3.99 each. Plus, catch the action on a 65-inch LG LED TV for only $6.99. For the first time ever, 0 down payment and 0 interest until January 2018 at H.H. Gregg and hhgregg.com. Appliances, electronics, and furniture.
Watch the Honda Sports Desk for the latest local and national sports, powered by ESPN 106.3. Every night at 11, only on News Channel 5. Sponsored by the South Florida Honda Dealers. Visit sfhondadealers.com to find the dealer nearest you.
You're driving along and then it happens. You get hurt in a car accident.
Rubenstein Law starts working on your accident case the minute you call. Now that's fast.
I'm attorney Robert Rubenstein. Call me. I want to be your attorney.
Call 1-800-FL-LEGAL.
Catch your News Channel 5 updates throughout the day on News Radio WJNO.
We begin with breaking news here in the newsroom. A man died and his wife was injured in a shooting in their home this afternoon. Right now, Palm Beach County Sheriff's deputies are searching for the people responsible. This happened at a house on Seminole Boulevard near Congress Avenue and Okeechobee Boulevard. The Now's Katie Johnson is live there near the scene with what deputies are saying right now. Katie?
Well, PBSO's Incident Command Unit still on the scene here off of Seminole Boulevard. Right now, deputies still in the early stages of their investigation. PBSO right now waiting to get a search warrant approved so they can get inside this house and check out this crime scene. Here's what we know right now. Just after 12:30 this afternoon, somebody got into this home where a man and his wife, who are both senior citizens, were eating lunch. Investigators say the person shot both, killing one and injuring the other. Neighbors tell us the woman was shot in the shoulder. They also tell us they heard at least 4 gunshots and saw 2 people running from the house. Deputies searched the area, but tell us they have not taken anyone into custody. Nearby neighbors say they're shocked something like this happened to this couple.
What if it would have been us? It was right next door. My grandkids were in the backyard. My daughter, who's pregnant. It's crazy.
Now, investigators tell us this was not a random act and that this couple may have been targeted, and right now it's unclear how many people are behind this crime. Coming up all new at 5, hear from a neighbor who says this isn't the first time this woman who was shot was the target of a crime. Live in suburban West Palm Beach, Katie Johnson for The Now, South Florida.
Katie, thank you. New developments today in a story we first brought to you as breaking news yesterday. A 3-year-old was found dead inside his father's Hollywood home early this morning. Family members reported Isaiah Osceola missing yesterday morning. The Now's Charlie Keegan is live in Hollywood with the latest. Charlie?
Officers are still here at the home behind me where the boy's body was found, and the police tape surrounds the home at this time. The police chief telling us that he is trying to interview everyone who lived inside this house. Now, the boy's body was taken from the house about 8 hours ago. Earlier this morning, the Hollywood police chief saying that Isaiah Osceola was found in an obscure location somewhere inside the house. It's a place where a boy wouldn't have gone on his own. Now, he was found just about 10 or 12 hours after he was first reported missing. And we have learned that Ahiza's father and stepmother live here. And I just got off the phone with a spokesperson from the police department who confirmed to me that Ahiza lived here full time with his father and stepmother. The chief telling us he is determined to solve this case.
So we will stop at nothing. Our detectives are relentless, and we're going to find every detail. We're going to identify every moment, every minute, every day that child was here and what's happened to that child.
At last check, no arrests had been made in connection to this case. The police chief, though, saying everyone that he had been interviewing, the family members, have been very cooperative. He is treating this as a criminal investigation. Live in Hollywood, Charlie Keegan, The Now, South Florida.
All right, the family of the woman stabbed and had her baby cut from her womb in Colorado is thanking the public for their support. Michelle Wilkins' family said they hope to release more information today on how people can donate in the recovery process. Wilkins remains in the hospital while her baby did not survive the attack. The woman accused in the attack remains in jail on $2 million bond. Police say Danelle Lane met Wilkins through a Craigslist transaction. It looks like some action could come out of an Indian River County impasse hearing. This is where the Indian River County Fire Union has asked the county to do more to address possible mold inside 4 different fire stations, which the union says has made at least 9 firefighters sick. The Now's Megan McRoberts joins us live from Indian River County now with what's going on there. Hey, Megan.
Well, Ashley, that impasse hearing is still underway right now, but the good news is that commissioners have unanimously decided that at least something needs to be done to address this possible mold in at least 4 fire stations. They're inside the county administration building right now, still discussing many items on the table, but they are laying out the beginning of an action plan to address this mold. The county attorney tells me commissioners next week will vote on exactly how they will proceed. They could vote to find an alternate place for those firefighters in those 4 for firehouses to work until the buildings are deemed safe. That could even include putting up a tent in the parking lot. They're also set to talk about how they can speed along a thorough reinspection by hopefully the end of the month. The fire union had argued in the past that previous inspections done by the county were not thorough enough. Inspectors did note that there was possible visible mold, but they did not actually take samples to confirm it. So like I said, the impasse hearing still in progress. Other negotiable items on the table are how promotions will be handled for firefighters as well as their salaries and their wages. We're going to be out here and bring you the latest developments here at 5:30 on WPTV News Channel 5. Reporting live in Indian River County, Megan McRoberts for The Now, South Florida.
All right, Megan, thank you. And a beautiful start to spring. First day of spring
is.
Today. Steve,
yeah,
happy spring.
Happy spring to you, too.
But you said some showers are popping up on the radar. We see them coming through.
Yeah, around Fort Pierce and Port St. Lucie. So as you kick off this Friday evening and spring, it's looking pretty good overall. But there are a couple of wet spots that we're keeping an eye on. On the Treasure Coast, it would be around Fort Pierce and Port St. Lucie. Here's a Power 5 radar network showing that most of the area is quiet. Most of this is just false return showing up chaff from military aircraft down around the Keys. But in South Florida, there it is right there. This lone little rain cell that's moving through St. Lucie County. It's slowly moving south and southeast right along US 1. Most of the rainfall is well west of, or I should say, well east of 95 and the Turnpike. And you can see Hutchinson Island around the power plant also getting some rain. It'll be in around the inlet in the next half hour. So pretty quiet tonight. If you have plans on this first spring evening, looking nice. Temperatures cooling off. Sunset tonight at 7:32. It'll still be very humid overnight and patchy fog on the way. We'll talk more about the weekend forecast. What the best times to get outside, Ashley, coming up.
All right, Steve, thank you. More than 130 people killed and around 350 others hurt in attacks on Yemen mosques. Ann McNamara at the Now National Desk has the latest. Ann.
Ashley, ISIS claiming responsibility for the attacks, the deadliest in Yemen in decades. 4 suicide bombers detonating during the midday prayers at a pair of mosques controlled by Shiite rebels. The explosions blasting through crowds of worshippers, killing more than 130 people. The Yemeni branch of ISIS taking credit for this. They had warned of an upcoming flood against the rebels who had taken over the capital. The online claim not immediately confirmed, and it offers little proof. It was posted on that same web bulletin board where the Libyan branch of the Islamic State claimed responsibility for that deadly attack in Tunisia. The U.S. Embassy in Yemen closing suddenly last month on the heels of that rebel takeover. The continued unrest in that country, bad news for the U.S.'s war against al-Qaeda. Our military was using those areas as a launch pad for the offensives. Back to you, Ashley.
All right, Ann, thank you. Isn't it frustrating when you try to be healthy, buying fruit and veggies, but then they go bad so quickly, then you have to buy more, go to the store, spend more money? Well, fruits and vegetables that stay fresher longer are one step closer to showing up on store shelves. The FDA just approved genetically engineered potatoes and apples. The Arctic apples, is what they're called, have been modified to resist browning, and then innate potatoes won't bruise. The FDA says the GMO foods are safe and just as nutritious as the naturally occurring apples and potatoes. Pretty cool. All right, child car seat maker Graco facing the largest ever penalty of its kind. The National Highway Transportation Safety Administration will fine Graco $3 million for its recalls of car seats last year. Graco will also be required to spend $7 million over the next 5 years on car seat awareness. The company recalled more than 6 million child car seats in 2014 because of a defective latch that could trap children. A Florida lawmaker also trying to keep kids safe here. He's pushing for a new law that would protect children from detergent pods. Several U.S. senators, including Senator Bill Nelson, just proposed the Detergent Poisoning and Child Safety Act. Since laundry detergent pods went on the market 2 years ago, 1 child has died and 17,000 have been poisoned after eating them. One mother whose 8-month-old child ended up in intensive care spoke about this proposed legislation.
This is a nonpartisan issue. This is about protecting our children and taking action to ensure that manufacturers are doing what they need to do to educate and to keep our children safe.
Well, thankfully, that little girl survived. Now, the bill would require child-resistant packaging, better labeling, and would also force detergent makers to make those pods less toxic. Coming up on The Now, the widow of the real American sniper posts a heartbreaking message on social media. And exceeding expectations. We'll tell you all about a new Alzheimer's drug that's showing promising and inspiring hope. Plus, the hidden poison some are saying is lurking in your glass of California wine. And right now, here is a live look outside. A beautiful Friday afternoon. No clouds in the sky, but some showers are popping up. We'll be right back.
Don't miss the Palm Beach Home and Remodeling Show this Friday through Sunday at the Palm Beach County Convention Center. Great deals on everything for your home, inside and out. Register to win a 3-day cruise from Cruise One of Vero Beach or a weekend vacation in Destin Beach, Florida. Admission is free.
The first hybrid in America, a Honda. The first to meet the Clean Air Act standards, a Honda. And now we're the first to do something else, the Honda Dream Garage Sales Event. Right now you can get an amazing deal on a Honda Accord, named a 2015 IIHS Top Safety Pick.
The Honda Dream Garage Sales Event. Get a dream deal on an Accord with standard rearview camera. Now at your Honda dealer.
Don't miss the Rooms to Go anniversary sale, because whatever beautiful furniture you choose from the new Cindy Crawford Coastal Collection, you'll really save. Plus, you can finance interest-free until January 2020. There's no interest adding up, no interest, period, until January 2020. Get the perfect furniture for your Florida home at the Rooms to Go anniversary sale going on now.
When you set out to find new roads, you pioneer connectivity. Champion efficiency. Elevate form. Reinvent a category. And you attract a lot of attention. Chevrolet, the most awarded car company over the last year.
Right now, get 0% APR financing for 6 years plus $1,000 purchase bonus cash on this 2015 Cruise.
Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Now that's a pleasant surprise. Just like finding out that with Direct Auto, you can get a low rate regardless of your credit history. Get a low rate now and be pleasantly surprised with Direct Auto.
I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Many people inform us that they often get flooded with unsolicited phone calls after a car accident. I believe that being well informed about who you hire for your legal needs should be the #1 priority. At Anajar and Levine, we invite you to research our firm. Ask about our credentials. Empowering and educating our clients is our mission. For responsive legal help, call 1-800-747-FREE for a consultation.
Don't miss the Palm Beach Home and Remodeling Show this Friday through Sunday at the Palm Beach County Convention Center. Great deals on everything for your home, inside and out. Register to win a 3-day cruise from Cruise One of Vero Beach or a weekend vacation in Destin Beach, Florida. Admission is free.
Trending right now, Suge Knight collapsed in court. Now, rap music mogul Marion Suge Knight collapsed in a Los Angeles County courtroom today, shortly after a judge ordered him held on a $25 million bond in a murder case. Knight's attorney said his client is diabetic and has a blood clot, and says Knight claims he hasn't received any medication since Thursday. Now, bailiffs cleared that courtroom after Knight's medical episode. Ashley?
All right, Rachel, thank you. The cafe at the center of that deadly Sydney siege is back open for business. The Lint Cafe opened its doors this morning, months after it made headlines for the hostage crisis. 3 people died, including the gunman, when police stormed the cafe last December. The gunman held 17 people at gunpoint for more than 16 hours. You can see the 2 plaques there now adorn the walls of the cafe to honor those 2 victims. The widow of American sniper Chris Kyle has written a letter to her husband to mark their 13th anniversary. Taya Kyle posted the letter on the Chris Kyle Facebook page. In it, she writes that she feels more blessed to be Chris's wife than anything else in her life. Chris Kyle is credited as being the most successful sniper in U.S. military history. He was shot and killed at a gun range in 2013. That shooter, Eddie Ray Routh, was convicted and sentenced to life in prison without parole earlier this year. An experimental drug to treat Alzheimer's is showing promise. The drug is only in its early stages of testing, but is already giving hope to millions of people. Ann McNamara joins us live now from the Now National Desk with the story. Ann?
And this drug is showing promise in this way. It's slowing the cognitive decline of the disease. The drug, manufactured by pharma giant Biogen, just completing its first phase of clinical trials. 166 people were tested. Data just released shows the treatment significantly reduced the brain-destroying plaque that often leads to dementia. Biogen plans to begin a second round of clinical trials to include an even larger patient group later this year. Alzheimer's affects 15 million people worldwide. That number expected to grow to 75 million in the next 15 years. Back to you.
Wow, promising results, Ann. Thank you. Northerners got one last blanket of snow on the first day of spring. As Jay Gray reports, millions of Americans hoping to see hints of green are instead seeing lots of the cold white powder.
The seasons have changed, but for millions across the north and northeast, the conditions have not.
I think it's crazy we got snow on the first day of spring.
A fresh coating of snow will keep things covered up and cold from New York to the nation's capital, a system that will push to the north and east through the weekend.
When I woke up this morning, first day of spring, thought I'd maybe see some flowers blooming or something, but no, there's snow everywhere.
But right now, those blooms are covered in a blanket of white. It's no blizzard, but enough snow and ice to make a mess on roadways and walkways. And crews on Long Island are preparing for even more overnight.
As the evening goes on and the temperature drops, we're expecting some accumulation on the roads. We feel we're going to have more on the grass and the roofs of houses and sheds and things like that.
Which means no relief from what for so many has been a brutal winter.
I want snow to go away right now, this moment.
Please warm up. 75 degrees, please. I can't take it. No more shoveling, no more cold.
Unfortunately, that break from the cold that so many are wishing for is, well, in the deep freeze for at least a few more days. Jay Gray, The Now, South Florida.
Stephen, that's why I moved here.
Exactly.
To Florida.
Yeah, I know.
None of that. I'm done with that stuff.
I was at the beach today. It was packed with spring breakers.
Beautiful day.
Yeah, it was. It is hot, though.
I know.
I mean, it's incredible.
But if you're in the ocean, though.
You have a chance to cool off.
See?
And tomorrow will be about the same. And I think Sunday looking pretty good, too. But there's a little bit better rain chance on Sunday. So if you have outdoor plans this weekend, looking good outside. Look at that deep blue sky. A little hazy around South Florida, too. Temperatures in some spots. Our friend in Boynton Beach, our weather spotter there, just reporting 90 degrees, the first 90-degree day so far this year. I have no problem believing that. Look at the radars, our sweeps across South Florida. Pretty quiet, not picking up much in the way of rain. There are a couple of spotty showers back along 95, Indian River Mall, of course, and that's just kind of lined up. This is the afternoon sea breeze working in. A little farther south, I just showed you this, that is moving in along the intracoastal. There's the inlet there, so these showers are around Hutchinson Island, and they'll continue to, they're just slowly drifting south, so no big weather problems. And as we talked about near the top of the newscast, this is the first official day of spring. Spring actually officially arrives at 6:45 tonight. So what happens at 6:45? The sun crosses the equator on its trek north. So for the next 6 months, it will be north of the equator, getting higher and higher in the sky each day. So wear that sunscreen, especially this weekend if you're headed off to the beach, because we have more sun on the way. Ashley.
All right, Steve, thank you. The 80s muscle man known for saying, "I pity the fool," is returning to TV. Mr. T will tear down and remodel homes on his new show entitled, what else? I Pity the Tool. Get it? The show debuts this year on the DIY network. All right, coming up next, don't mess with a Texas festival fan. One South by Southwest attendee proves not even handcuffs can stop him from having a good time.
Don't miss the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend at the South Florida Fairgrounds Expo Center. Browse the largest display of hot tubs and swim spas in the region with over 60 spas from 6 major brands at up to 50% off. That's this weekend at the South Florida Fairgrounds Expo Center. Visit hottubshow.com.
America's Best Designer Sale is going on now. You get 2 pairs of glasses for $69.95, plus get a free eye exam. Hundreds of designer frames to choose from. Sofia Vergara, Project Runway, Darion, and more. The Designer Sale at America's Best. 2 pairs of glasses for $69.95 and a free eye exam. Hurry, sale ends Saturday. Call 1-800-2-PAIR or visit americasbest.com to schedule an appointment today. America's Best, the best prices in sight.
Hello, Jimmy John's.
Jimmy John's. Order online at jimmyjohns.com.
For the first time ever, get $0 down and 0 interest until January 2018 at H.H. Gregg. Plus, save up to 25% off major appliances. Score a Maytag washer or dryer for $3.99 each. Plus, catch the action on a 65-inch LG LED TV for only $6.99. For the first time ever, $0 down payment and 0 interest until January 2018 at H.H. Gregg and hhgregg.com. Appliances, electronics, and furniture.
Things are getting pretty exciting at Nissan. With bonus cash, there's no better time than now to get your new Nissan. Innovation, excitement, only at Nissan. Now.
Get up to $1,000 bonus cash on top of existing offers on select models.
Bonus cash, and soon.
Shop ChooseNissan.com. Innovation that excites.
Hi, I'm Chef Jamie Watson for Springer Mountain Farms Chicken. To make a great dish, you've got to start with the best ingredients. That's why at my restaurant, I choose Springer Mountain Farms. Raised on family farms that are certified by the American Humane Association, you can taste the difference. Some of the best chefs in America are using Springer Mountain Farms chicken, and now you can too. So do what I and chefs everywhere are doing. Look for Springer Mountain Farms chicken at your favorite grocery store.
Don't miss the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend at the South Florida Fairgrounds Expo Center. Browse the largest display of hot tubs and swim spas in the region with over 60 spas from 6 major brands at up to 50% off. That's this weekend at the South Florida Fairgrounds Expo Center. Visit hottubshow.com.
Police break up a fight in Austin, Texas, and one of the handcuffed suspects decides he's not going to stick around. Our friends at Right This Minute have more.
What's up, the Now? I'm Beth Troutman.
And I'm Christian Vera.
And we have a video for you shot at South by Southwest, which is a music and film festival in Austin, Texas. You see some officers surrounding 3 guys who are down on the ground. Guy in the black shirt getting tased, but watch the guy in the red shorts.
What is he doing? He's wiggling away from them.
Yeah, he's got his hands cuffed behind his back, but he gets up and takes off through the crowd and disappears.
Where does he think he's going?
Well, he didn't get far because police officers did later catch up with him, and he was charged with evasion. Apparently, the guy in the red shorts and that guy in the green had been fighting before these cameras started rolling. The guy in the black tried to break the fight up, but police weren't having it because they were already on the scene. All 3 of these guys charged for different offenses. For all the latest videos, you can catch us on Right This Minute.
And you can catch the full episode of Right This Minute at 7:30 p.m. right after the list. Now I'm here with 5 o'clock anchor Michael Williams. Michael, I saw you a minute ago watching some interviews in the feed room. Some breaking news you have coming up at 5.
Out of Fort Lauderdale. In fact, if we spin around, my colleague Jay Cashmere, we're pulling sound from an interview going on in Fort Lauderdale. City leaders there, including the police chief, talking about the fact that 3 officers have been fired. An internal affairs probe that began last fall. 3 officers fired for racist text that they exchanged between each other. No criminal conduct outside of that group, but these texts exchanged with each other. A long internal affairs probe. 3 officers fired. A 4th resigned, but would have been fired. A major news conference where they're speaking out, saying they wanted to be proactive about this. We will have sound from that long news conference beginning at 5.
Okay, Michael, thank you so much for keeping us up to date. All right, still ahead, Google users are seeing someone very happy on today on their maps, and we'll explain who it is and how you can see him too.
Coming up in Simple Steals, I've got exclusive discounts on ladies' watches, hair products, and a storage cart so smart, you'll want to give one to all of your friends. I'm going to show you how to get them just ahead.
It's 5 o'clock. You need to know what's happening right now. The only local chopper getting you breaking news first. Steve Weagle, tracking and alerting you before the storm moves in. Local news everywhere. WPTV News Channel 5 at 5.
When you choose Halo dog food, made from natural whole food ingredients, your dog won't be the only one with a radiant coat, clear eyes, and renewed energy. Halo feeds it forward to shelters, donating 1.5 million meals annually to help nurture healthier, more adoptable dogs. Share a photo of your pet, and we'll donate a meal on your behalf. Halo, feed it forward.
Available at Whole Foods, Petco, and leading independent pet stores.
Discover your true colors during Calico Corner's spring sale while savings are in full bloom. Save up to 50% store-wide on all fabrics, furniture, trim, hardware, accessories, and Hunter Douglas window treatments. Spring into savings at Calico Corners.
I'm Robin. And I'm Chris. And according to Mama, we're brothers. Clearly. At a firehouse table just like this, we learned about the tradition of great food and lots of it. From the start, every Firehouse sub has honored our firefighter roots. That's right. Take the hook and ladder sub, loaded with turkey, honey ham, Monterey Jack, steam heated. It's the sub that started the fire. And now, the light version. Only $5.49, just 450 calories. Perfect for you, Robin. Why are you looking at me?
Firehouse Subs, founded by firemen.
Recently, there's been a recall on metal hip implants by various manufacturers. Some signs of problems may include pain, swelling, grinding, popping, or even loss of function. Even without these symptoms, some serious health risks may occur. My name is Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. If you've had any of these implants installed, you may be entitled to compensation for pain and suffering. Please call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE for a consultation.
This is a giant 2020. We made it huge to match the news. During the Rooms To Go anniversary sale, you can finance your great-looking new furniture until January 2020 with no interest, zero. Not one penny of interest until January 2020. That's on top of all the great Rooms To Go anniversary sale savings. You got that? Big anniversary savings, 2020 interest-free financing. No tricks or gimmicks. Sounds to me like a road trip to the Rooms To Go anniversary sale is in order.
Kelly Clarkson, international superstar and Grammy Award winner, returns to the concert stage for a night of hit after hit. September 17th, Coral Sky Amphitheater with new music sensation Pentatonics and Eric Hutchinson. Tickets on sale Saturday at 10 a.m. at livenation.com. Kelly Clarkson, live.
We begin our headlines in 90 with breaking news right now. A man is dead and his wife injured after being shot in their home this afternoon. This happened in the Westgate community in suburban West Palm Beach. Palm Beach County Sheriff deputies say just after 12:30 today, somebody got in the home and fired several shots. A man believed to be a senior was killed, and neighbors say his wife was shot in the shoulder. Neighbors say they saw two people running from the home, but right now, police tell us no one is in custody. Right now, the medical examiner is working to determine how a 3-year-old Hollywood boy died. Isaiah Osceola's body was found in his father's home early this morning. Police say they made the discovery in an obscure location inside the home. The family reported Osceola missing yesterday morning. A criminal investigation is now underway. New video shows a violent robbery at a Publix liquor store in Boca Raton. The woman says she was on a break when the robber shoved her through the door and demanded all the cash from the register. Watch here as she races around the counter and empties all of the registers. Now, while the man fumbles with the cash, she bolts for the back door. You're asked to call police if you have any information on this crime. And some good news, finally, coming out of the Indian River County impasse hearing right now. This is where the Indian River County Fire Union has asked the county to do more to address possible mold inside 4 different fire stations, which the union says has made at least 9 firefighters sick. The county attorney says commissioners next week will vote on how exactly to proceed in all of this. They could vote to find an alternate place for the firefighters to work until those buildings are deemed safe. The impasse hearing still in progress right now. We'll keep you updated with all of that. And that is your news in 90. The plans to remove that sunken barge from the Fort Pierce Inlet are changing again. This after extreme currents prevented crews from working on removing it yesterday. Now, instead of raising the barge in one piece, divers are now planning to remove the vessel in pieces. Authorities with the U.S. Corps of Engineers says they plan to remove the barge wheelhouse by this afternoon. That's what they hope to do. Now, once that is done, it's possible that large boats will once again be able to sail through that inlet. Right now, only small boats are being allowed through there, making some people a little bit upset. The barge sank almost a month ago today. Now, not only is today Friday, it's also the International Day of Happiness. The Now's digital producer, Rachel Leto, is here with how you can celebrate. What can we do, Rachel?
Well, musician Pharrell Williams, he's teamed up with Google and the United Nations Foundation to create a global happy party. And the easiest way to participate in the celebration is to head over to globalhappyparty.com to upload 4 photos of yourself. The pictures will be animated, so you'll be appearing to dance to Pharrell Williams' popular happy song. You can check out submissions from around the world or right here in our own community on that site as well. Now, next, map out a fun place to celebrate the International Day of Happiness with Google Maps. You'll notice a little Pharrell in the bottom right-hand corner to help you with your Google Street View. And today also kicks off the UN Foundation's 100 Happy Days. Now, participants are encouraged to share a photo of what makes you happy using hashtag Happy Day and hashtag 100 Happy Days for 100 days. Ashley?
I love that little Pharrell. He looked like a little emoji or something.
Yeah, he's cute.
Cute. Happy Day, Rachel.
Thank you. You too.
Happy Day to all of you too. All right, ladies, we all know coloring our hair. It can get expensive, especially if yours grows as fast as mine. I constantly have to get it done. So annoying. So we want to be careful on buying products that can make our hair color fade. Well, there's now a new product that's gaining a lot of popularity. It promises to keep your hair and color in the perfect shape. I gotta hear this. Terrio has an exclusive steal on it.
In today's exclusive Simple Steals, we're turning dry and dull hair into the hair you've always wanted. Plus, we have a beautiful new way to tell time and a cart so smart, you'll want more than one. Welcome, Simple Steals fans. I'm Terry O. So you're going to love this. Check these out. This is called the Smart Cart, and boy, is it smart. It's a multi-use cart that holds up to 110 pounds of stuff, okay? It's great for groceries, laundry, school supplies, arts and crafts, whatever, the list goes on and on. Those of you in big cities and without cars, you're gonna love this. It's gonna be your new best friend. It's super lightweight and folds for easy storage, and it comes with a durable lid to keep contents inside safe. Originally $29.99, but today's exclusive steal, just $14.99. Now that's a smart steal. All right, next, we're featuring a new collection of ladies' watches. They're made by Sophie and Frida, and they've combined classic looks with floral patterns to bring you some of the most timeless designs around. They're custom painted, and they come with porcelain dials and Swarovski crystals. They cost, or can cost, get this, up to $750, but they're offering an exclusive steal today starting at just $75. Hey, thanks, Sophie and Frida. Okay, finally, ladies, are you tired of those harsh shampoos and conditioners, especially when they strip your hair of all the color that you've paid for? Well, keep the color from fading with this kit right here. Their products are, get this, vegan, gluten-free, sulfate-free, and they have no parabens or harsh preservatives. They're even gentle enough to use as a face cleanser or a body wash. This kit right here, it includes a shampoo, a restorative mask, and an oil treatment. Normally, it's going to sell for about $65, but our exclusive steal price, only $25. Get this, free shipping on top of it, and you're chemical-free. To get all the promo codes and details on any of these products, log on to our Facebook page by going to simplesteals.com. I'm Terry O, and those are your exclusive Simple Steals today.
And for all the details on the products you've just seen there, head over to WPTV.com/The Now. It's time for one of our favorite segments here on The Now. We love these days, Friday freebies, so you don't waste your money. All right, here's the first one. To celebrate the first day of spring, Rita's Italian Ice is offering a free Italian ice. I love the mango one. Logan, you gonna go get me one? Get it for me later. All right, the offer is good today until closing time at 9 p.m., so make sure you head over there. Also, the Melting Pot, they're celebrating National Cheese Fondue Day a little early, but for a good reason. If you sign up now, you can get free cheese fondue. Just go to our website, WPTV.com/The Now, and click on Friday freebies to sign up. Finally, I like this one. I'm Italian, so you are just in time to celebrate National Ravioli Day. To get a free limoncello shot, all you have to do is go over to Lantana's newest Italian restaurant, Pisano Ristorante, and order, what else? Ravioli. And I think you can do cheese, meat, ravioli, whatever one you like. Pretty awesome, so you don't waste your money. All right, coming up, wine warning. One group claims some of the most popular and least expensive California whites are contaminated with a deadly poison.
Hey everyone, I'm Teresa Strasser from The List with today's list for the now. This morning's solar eclipse was a hit in northern Europe and parts of the Arctic,
You can just see it nibbling away at the edge there.
but a flop right here in the United States. Couldn't see a thing. Here are 3 other things that just didn't live up to the hype. Number 3, the Segway. It was supposed to change our lives. Ironically, the owner of the company died in a freak accident while riding one. Number 2, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. 3 words, Jar Jar Binks. And at number 1, the opening of Al Capone's secret vault. In a 1986 TV special, Geraldo Rivera promised bodies and treasure.
And we're going to open it.
All he found? Dirt and empty bottles.
Watch The List tonight at 7 on News Channel 5.
Don't miss the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend at the South Florida Fairgrounds Expo Center. Browse the largest display of hot tubs and swim spas in the region with over 60 spas from 6 major brands at up to 50% off. That's this weekend at the South Florida Fairgrounds Expo Center. Visit hottubshow.com.
You guys can just leave your coats right over here. Wow, your bedroom is amazing. Oh, thanks. We worked with a designer from Haverty's. Total refresh.
Oh, I cannot believe people.
What?
Covering up your new bed like that?
Oh, that's okay.
What kind of animals did you invite to this party?
We can help.
Oh, much better.
Refresh your space during the spring savings event at Haverty's. Plus, enjoy 24-month no-interest financing. Haverty's, discover something new.
I always dreamed of coming here. When my asthma symptoms returned, my doctor prescribed Dulera to help prevent them.
Dulera is for patients 12 and older whose asthma is not well controlled on a long-term asthma control medicine, like an inhaled corticosteroid. Dulera will not replace a rescue inhaler for sudden symptoms.
A 6-month clinical study has shown Dulera helps significantly improve lung function.
Dulera contains formoterol, which increases the risk of death from asthma problems and may increase the risk of hospitalization in children and adolescents. Dulera is not for people whose asthma is well controlled with a long-term asthma control medicine, like an inhaled corticosteroid. Once your asthma is well controlled, your doctor will decide if you can stop Dulera and prescribe a different asthma control medicine, like an inhaled corticosteroid. Do not take Dulera more than prescribed. See your doctor if your asthma does not improve or gets worse.
Ask your doctor about Dulera.
The perfect car calls for the perfect price, and Lexus of Palm Beach has it. During the Command Performance event, lease a new 2015 GS 350 or a new 2015 Lexus RX 350, $298 a month. That's the all-new GS 350 or a new 2015 Lexus RX 350, $298 a month at Lexus of Palm Beach's Command Performance event, lexusofpalmbeach.com.
I've just arrived in Atlanta, and I can't wait to start telling people how switching to Geico could save them hundreds of dollars on car insurance. But first, my luggage. Ah, there it is. Excuse me, sir, I think you've got the wrong bag.
Sorry, they all look alike, you know.
No worries. Well, car's here. I can't save people money chatting at the baggage claim all day.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Don't miss the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend at the South Florida Fairgrounds Expo Center. Browse the largest display of hot tubs and swim spas in the region with over 60 spas from 6 major brands at up to 50% off. That's this weekend at the South Florida Fairgrounds Expo Center. Visit hottubshow.com.
Trending right now, Walt Disney World monorail for sale on eBay. Now, a seller going by the name of Super Duper Toy Lover. He's selling a portion of an original Walt Disney World monorail Mark IV Red. Now, so far, it's gaining a lot of views and watches, but there were no bids as of this morning. And that could be because bidding starts at $160,000. $5,000. So gather your cash because bidding ends this Monday, Ashley.
Rachel, it could be that, or where do you put it once you buy it?
Who knows?
I'm confused. You can't write on it. All right, before you pour your first glass of wine tonight, counting down the hours for the weekend, listen to this. A class action lawsuit filed yesterday claims some of the top-selling, low-cost wines contain really high levels of arsenic. According to the lawsuit, varieties of wines, including Trader Joe's 2-Buck Chuck, White Zinfandel, and Franzia's White Grenache had 3 and 5 times the amount of arsenic the EPA allows in drinking water. It's a lot. 28 different California wineries were named in this lawsuit. Arsenic is, of course, a carcinogen that can lead to serious health problems. And speaking of alcohol, change is coming to labels on some of the bottles, and it could be a good or bad thing depending on how you feel about it. Our partners at Newsy explain.
But it might surprise you to know that a 12-ounce serving of Guinness has only 124 calories. A great way to go lighter is to go darker.
Be surprised no more, Guinness drinkers. Diageo, the company that owns Guinness, as well as Johnnie Walker, Kettle One, Bailey's, and a host of other beers, wines, and spirits, will put nutrition labels on its beverages. So next time you pick up some, say, Smirnoff at the store, you might see one of these on the bottle. Diageo touts the voluntary move as a first done by any alcohol company. The reason for the change, Diageo's CEO says, is to help reduce the misuse of alcohol, a goal shared by regulators, consumer organizations, health professionals, and alcohol companies alike. Diageo has already received approval from the Alcohol and Tobacco Tax and Trade Bureau in the U.S., which the Wall Street Journal says means the labels will likely start appearing in the next few months. Europe might take a bit longer for approval. Diageo says it wants to label its drinks with per-serving information, but European Union regulations require distributors to label servings per 100 milliliters. That, according to Diageo, is misleading. There's also the fact that the EU covers 28 member states, so it could take some time to establish a standard throughout all of them. But this wouldn't be the first push for nutritional information on booze in the EU. Last October, the London-based Royal Society for Public Health called for just that. The European Commission ruled on new food regulations within the EU in December of last year, but didn't require mandatory nutritional information on alcoholic beverages. Watch Newsy 24/7 on your TV or download the Newsy app for on-the-go updates.
Up next, package delivery in less than 30 minutes. It's closer to becoming a reality. Plus, she was made famous by the heinous murder of her sister. Denise Brown shares the very important reason why she is coming to South Florida this weekend.
This is in everything we do. Every morning, this is local news everywhere. Mornings on WPTV News Channel 5.
We're a punchline. Not even one suspect. And now I have the commissioner riding me. You see a saddle on my back, McKay? Now I need you people to get out
Sarge,
there. What is it?
This is great. We gotta move.
That's my point.
No, my wife's got book club in here.
You gotta be kidding me.
So we need to move this to the den. Everybody out!
Pause and pick up your show in any room. With AT&T, the U-verse revolves around you.
It's on Main Street to Lexington.
The lightest or nothing. The smartest or nothing. The quietest or nothing. The sleekest, sexiest, baddest, safest, tightest, harshest or nothing. At Mercedes-Benz, we do things one way or we don't do them at all. The 2015 C-Class. The best or nothing. See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for exceptional offers through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services.
Now that's a pleasant surprise. Just like finding out that with Direct Auto, you can get a low rate regardless of your credit history. Get a low rate now and be pleasantly surprised with Direct Auto.
For the first time ever, get 0 down and 0 interest until January 2018 at H.H. Gregg. Plus, save up to 25% off major appliances. Score a Maytag washer or dryer for $3.99 each. Plus, catch the action on a 65-inch LG LED TV for only $6.99. For the first time ever, 0 down payment and 0 interest until January 2018 at H.H. Gregg and hhgregg.com. Appliances, electronics, and furniture.
Why didn't you tell me? Tonight, Grimm is back at its new time, 8/7 Central.
Go get him, Grimm.
New Grimm, tonight 8/7 Central here on NBC.
I miss you, Mama. I am gonna get home.
American Odyssey premieres Sunday, April 5th here on NBC.
All right, breaking news to tell you about right now. 3 Fort Lauderdale police officers are fired and 1 resigns in poor standing. This just 5 months after an internal affairs investigation began. The chief said today the dismissals involved racist texts and, in one case, a racially biased video. Public records that are part of the investigation, including the text messages and the video, would be released. We have more on this breaking news story coming up in less than 15 minutes on News Channel 5 at 5. All right, let's get a look at the top national and international stories. Jay Kashmir is live in the feed room with your News in 90. Jay.
All right, Ashley, deadly day in Yemen. ISIS claiming responsibility for suicide bombings there. At least 135 people are dead. Hundreds more are hurt. 3 suicide bombers blew themselves up at 2 mosques during midday prayers. Speaker of the House John Boehner is headed to Israel to meet Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The move is another poke at the president against the president's eye, that is, as he tries to negotiate a nuclear deal there. This Boehner will lead a delegation of Republicans from Congress in early April. Disgraced Congressman Aaron Schock could face criminal charges. Federal prosecutors are investigating whether Schock broke the law when accounting for his campaign expenses. Schock already announced he'll resign at the end of the month. And the White House unveiled new rules on fracking today, drilling for oil and gas using high-pressure chemicals. Oil companies will now have to reveal which chemicals they pump into the ground, but not until 30 days after they're done drilling. That is not expected to sit well with environmental groups. The new rules only apply to fracking on federal land, which is a small percentage of overall drilling. The White House hopes the new rules become a model for all fracking in America. The FBI asking detectives across the country to look at cold cases that could be connected to Robert Durst. He is the millionaire who was the subject of the HBO documentary The Jinx. Durst was arrested right before the series finale aired. He's accused of killing a friend in California. Now the feds are talking to local police in places Durst lived over the last 5 decades looking for other possible murders. And that is your News in 90, Ashley.
All right, Jay, thank you so much. Well, it is the first day of spring. That means more sunlight and hopefully less snow for our friends and family up north. But this year, scientists are also dubbing it Freaky Friday. That's because 3 major celestial events are happening all in one day. Ann McNamara at the Now National Desk sat down with a curator of space science who explains the phenomena.
We are joined now by Dr. Ka-Chun Yu of the Denver Museum of Nature and Science, and we are talking about a day of just 3 huge celestial events. Obviously, it's the official first day of spring, but tell us a little bit about that in conjunction with the other 2.
It's also the day where a total solar eclipse happened, and finally the 3rd event is the so-called supermoon. So it just happened that all 3 of these things occurred today, and it's just by random chance. A larger moon means that your eclipse will last slightly longer. You are representing the Earth and in this scale model, and I have a ball that represents how big the moon is, and in fact the moon is just about the size of the continental US, and we're going to see how far the moon actually orbits the Earth. So we're going to start walking. It can be very difficult for the moon's shadow to actually fall on the Earth because sometimes the moon is slightly higher and then sometimes it's also slightly lower. and that makes it hard for the shadow to fall on the earth.
And then a lot of the ancient cultures were superstitious about things like this, specifically about the total solar eclipse. The Greeks thought destruction was coming. The Chinese thought perhaps the future of the emperor might rest on this. Can you talk about scientifically what they were seeing and why it was so ominous?
There was a monster eating the moon, and you had to do ceremonies to drive the monster away. But what's really happening scientifically is that we're seeing the motions of our planet and our moon in the solar system.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Back to you guys.
All right, pretty cool. Now, today's total solar eclipse could only be seen in parts of Europe. The next time we will get to see one here in the U.S. will be in 2017. So 3 years until we get to see something cool like that. But pretty cool to see all that interactive stuff they were showing us.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. We have at least the first day of spring, so we have something to look forward to. And we have more beach weather on the way, too. So I think we're all going to like that.
We're good to go.
The weekend is here.
Yes,
All
I'm
right.
happy about it.
Yeah, so am I. It's been a long week, long week. Here's a look outside, and it is fantastic. Live 5 camera. Super hot, though. We're climbing up into the high 80s and even breaking 90s in a few spots this afternoon. Our Power 5 radar picking up showers working across, or very close to Johns Island now along the Indian River, and also back through Vera Lake Estates, 95 in the Turnpike there. A few spotty showers to the south, too. And that big rain cell that we were tracking moving toward the inlet that was in this area right here is pretty much fizzled out, so it's looking pretty good into the evening. We still have some shower and some pop-up rain chances through Saturday and Sunday, but more heat and humidity on the way. We'll break down the complete forecast at 5. Ashley.
All right, Steve, thank you. Now, tomorrow is a very special day in Florida. Governor Rick Scott has proclaimed it Save the Florida Panther Day. Governor Scott has proposed setting aside $150 million in this year's budget for land acquisition and management, with a focus on protecting the spaces needed for the Florida panther. The Palm Beach Zoo is holding a Panther Talk at 2:30 tomorrow, and a big push here because only 100 to 150 panthers still remain in Florida. A glamorous event was held in Manalapan today, and our very own Ashley Walters was the mistress of ceremonies. Posh Worth Avenue Luncheon benefits the Lighthouse Guild, which offers a host of services to help people facing vision loss. Beautiful event set up there. Now, the luncheon was held at O Palm Beach and featured an informal fashion show and centerpieces on each table that reflected high fashion boutiques on Worth Avenue. Cool, pretty flowers there. All right, an update to a story we first brought to you earlier this week. Artist Anthony Hernandez has completed his mural to support autism awareness. The mural was spray painted on the side of the Department of Transportation building on the southeast corner of I-95 and Okeechobee Boulevard. You might be able to see it when you're getting off that ramp there on Okeechobee heading south. Well, Hernandez also taking part in a fundraiser for Autism Speaks on April 4th. In downtown West Palm Beach. We have all of that information for you on our website, WPTV.com/thenow. Now I'm here with 5 o'clock anchor Michael Williams in the newsroom. We were talking about a breaking news story earlier with police in Fort Lauderdale. What else are you guys working on?
We'll have an interview with the police chief on that coming up at 5 o'clock. 3 police officers fire will tell you about that. And on a community note where everybody's coming together, an effort to make sure that there's a flag on every headstone at the South Florida National Cemetery for vets. And so that effort's gaining some traction. We did a story on that. A lot of you in the community responding. We're going to have that story for you. It's a nice story.
And I actually spoke to the woman who's kind of behind all of that earlier today. So an amazing story about those flags and our veterans. You have to see it. Okay, Michael, thanks so much. It's been a sad day for officers in the Linden Police Department outside of New York City. 2 of its employees were killed in a wrong-way crash. Here's Ann McNamara at the Now National Desk with what happened.
The 3 off-duty officers and the 4th passenger just left a Staten Island strip club. Their Honda Civic, driving the wrong way on the expressway, hit the tractor trailer head on. 2 of the men, one in the front seat, one in the back seat, both died. One was an officer, one was a civilian. The 27-year-old officer who was driving and the other officer sitting in the back seat, both in critical condition right now. Take a closer look at this scene. Their car just absolutely destroyed. The force of the impact sent both vehicles into the guardrail. The driver of the truck also in the hospital, but he's expected to be okay. The NYPD now reviewing surveillance and interviewing workers at the strip club to determine if the officers and the civilian had been drinking. Police have not released their names. Back to you.
All right, Ann, thank you. Teenage drivers are slowly realizing texting and driving, it's just not a good thing. According to a new study, the number of teens who look at their cell phone screens while driving dipped from 43 to 40%. But teens are still getting distracted here. 30% of the teens in the study admitted changing clothes, putting on makeup, doing homework, all while behind the wheel. Distracted driving is the leading cause of accidents for drivers of all ages. Your packages are one step closer to being delivered in less than 30 minutes. The FAA just gave Amazon the green light to test drones, but flights must be at a very low altitude during daylight hours, and then drones must stay within sight of the pilot, the person operating it. Amazon wants to use drones to deliver packages within 30 minutes. Could be pretty cool if that starts happening. All right, the Federal Trade Commission considered suing Google for anti-competitive practices back in 2012. The Now's digital producer, Rachel Leto, is here with the details on that. Rachel.
Yeah, this is according to a new Wall Street Journal report. The FTC accused Google of abusing its monopoly of the internet. So FTC staff found proof that Google's practices negatively impacted users as well as rivals like Yelp and TripAdvisor, saying Google posed real harm to consumers and innovation. For example, Google was found to be demoting its competitors and placing its own services on the top of search result lists, even if their services weren't as helpful. The FTC did not pursue legal action after Google agreed to make some voluntary changes. Now, recommendations of the FTC staff are supposed to be private, but the Wall Street Journal says the FTC accidentally disclosed the report through a records request. Ashley?
All right, Rachel, thanks for that. It's a dirty little secret. Domestic violence keeps many women locked in a life of shame and fear. Well, this weekend, a woman who's devoted the past 20 years to raising awareness around the country will be the guest speaker at an event in Stuart. The Now's Kelly Dunn spoke with her.
June 12, 1994, the ex-wife of O.J. Simpson found stabbed to death along with her friend outside her California home. The case would go on to become a national obsession and would put domestic violence front and center in this country. Nicole's sister Denise Brown channeled her grief into advocacy for women who are living in the same kind of violent hell she says her sister kept hidden before her death.
I've always said, if they hit you once, they're going to hit you again. And if they ever threaten to kill you, eventually one day they will. Know that you're not alone. Know that there is help out there for you. And we are here to help. Safe Space is here to help. Every shelter around the country is here to help.
I spoke to Denise Brown via Skype. She'll be the keynote speaker at a fundraiser Saturday for Safe Space. She told me there are 3 things every victim experiences.
Hope, shame, and fear. The hope that things are going to get better the way they used to be when they first got into the relationship. The shame of not wanting anybody to know, not their best friend, not a family member, nobody. And then it's the fear of the unknown. Where am I going to go? What am I going to do? Especially if there's children involved.
Safe Space is one option for women trying to break the cycle of abuse. It's a nonprofit on the Treasure Coast that helps families escape to a safe environment. Denise says women need to know there is help and it's possible to live a life without violence.
We all have to talk about it. We all have to do something about it. I want to stop other Nicoles from happening.
The 24-hour domestic violence hotline was one of the many positive things that has happened since her sister's murder. That number is 800-799-SAFE. I did ask Denise Brown about O.J. Simpson, who was serving a prison sentence for robbery and kidnapping. She said she doesn't like to talk about him. It's too negative. She'd rather talk about positive things, like the Safe Space event happening this weekend. For details on that, you'll find them under the As Seen on 5 section of WPTV.com. Kelly Dunn, News Channel 5.
Well, that's it for the Now South Florida. News Channel 5 at 5 begins right now.
Right now on News Channel 5.
The death of a South Florida toddler is now a criminal investigation. No arrests have been made in the death of 3-year-old Isaiah Osceola, but the Hollywood police in Broward County tell us they're investigating every scenario. Police say they found Osceola dead in his father's home. News Channel 5's Charlie Keegan reports the push is on after a huge statewide search to find out how the boy died in that home and who's responsible. Charlie joins us live from Hollywood.
We are just getting new details confirming that the Broward Sheriff's Office Child Protective Investigation Unit has had prior contact with this child, Azia Osceola, in the past. Now, that unit is contracted through the state's Department of Children and Families to investigate claims of child abuse and neglect here in Broward County. So that investigation has happened in the past. Right now, though, Hollywood police is on scene here at Azia's old house, where their investigation is still very much open and active right now. The police chief telling us that they are trying to detail every moment that led up to this child's death. Now, both parents are members of the Seminole Indian tribe, and we're learning that the Seminole Indian Police Department was the first agency to get a report of the missing 3-year-old yesterday. Now, meanwhile, this community is waiting for answers. People on the block tell me that this is a good neighborhood. Many folks who don't even know Azia or his family are here helped look for the boy yesterday.
How could this happen to a little innocent 3-year-old kid? Like, he didn't deserve this. His life hasn't even begun yet.
We don't know much about the circumstances of Azia's death. The police chief just saying that detectives found his body in an obscure part of the house, a place where a child would not go on his own. Now, back out here live, we have what has been growing throughout the afternoon, a makeshift memorial for Azia here. Different toys and balloons placed here in his memory, his short 3 years remembered here. Coming up at 6 o'clock, hear from some of the people who contributed to this memorial and why they felt like they needed to do something. Live in Hollywood, Charlie Keegan, WPTV News Channel 5.
Right now, the hunt is on to find who shot a man and his wife in their suburban West Palm Beach home and why. The man, a senior, according to reports, died. His wife injured in the shooting as they were eating lunch. News Channel 5's Katie Johnson live in the Westgate neighborhood in suburban West Palm Beach where the crime took place. Katie?
Well, just within the past hour, crime scene investigators have been able to get inside this house and look for more clues into this shooting. Neighbors tell us the 2 people who were shot were both in their 70s, a husband and wife who have lived here for several years. That man is now dead, his wife being treated at an area hospital. The man and woman were the only 2 inside the home, investigators say. Detectives tell us this couple was targeted, but tell us they're not sure yet who's behind the crime. A neighbor told us she wonders if this shooting could be connected to another crime they were victims of recently. That's when they had a car they were trying to sell stolen at gunpoint.
Months ago, he had a car stolen, and they think it might be revenge for that because he prosecuted.
Now, police are no doubt looking at if there's a connection to that earlier crime and what happened here today. There are still a lot of unanswered questions, so investigators will be questioning that woman who's being treated right now at the hospital. Neighbors telling us she was shot in the shoulder. If you know anything about this crime and who may be behind it, you're urged to call Crime Stoppers. Live in suburban West Palm Beach, Katie Johnson, WPTV News Channel 5.
I'm Jay Cashmere, live in the feed room. 3 Fort Lauderdale police officers are fired and 1 resigns in poor standing. This after 5 months of an internal affairs investigation. The chief said today that the dismissals involved racist texts and in one case a racially biased video. 2 officers were relieved from duty October 17th and 2 others were assigned to desk work.
I think it's a bad video. I think it definitely, in its attempt, was to damage the image of our agency. And I just hope that the people in the public realize that we're not going to tolerate it and that anyone that's engaged in this behavior is going to be addressed immediately.
Public records that are part of the investigation, including those text messages and the video, will be released. Reporting from the feed room, back to you.
Now, Storm Team 5 with South Florida's most accurate weather forecast.
All right, beautiful day. Sunshine across South Florida during the afternoon and a few showers popping up on the radar tonight. Well, those showers have been confined so far just to the Treasure Coast, popping up around Fort Pierce and Port St. Lucie. Power 5 radar network is fairly quiet, lots of heat and lots of humidity, and a little line of showers working along Vero Beach all the way up in toward Wabasso and Sebastian. more so along US 1, not so much back along 95 and the Turnpike. And pop-up showers are possible right through the evening hours. Let's spin the weather wheel, show you what's going on tonight. Cooling off. Late overnight, just like last night, we will see a few showers on the radar, and we'll also see some patchy overnight fog. Another hot day headed our way for Saturday, and a few more showers. We'll talk about your full forecast coming up.
Steve, thanks. Right now, a packed house of firefighters in Indian River County to hear what will be done to make sure firehouses do not have dangerous mold inside. We've reported on this issue. The fire union says conditions in 4 firehouses have made at least 9 firefighters sick. You see the packed house, an impasse hearing underway this afternoon with commissioners promising action. What they've decided to do, we'll have that all new as you see the turnout there at 5:30. 2 men are in custody tonight after deputies say they stole a semi-truck in Lake County just north of Orlando. The driver was able to track the location of his own truck using a GPS unit. We hear about this all the time nowadays. He passed that information to authorities who tracked the vehicle into suburban West Palm Beach. Deputies say there they found Jorgen Torres and Yariel Munoz. With the truck, they could not explain why they had the semi. One of the men was also carrying a wallet with a number of counterfeit credit cards, according to police. Both men are in the Palm Beach County Jail. We are following an attack in Yemen, another brutal attack, this one killing 137 people. A group claiming to be a branch of ISIS is claiming responsibility for the suicide attacks in the country's capital. A pair of mosques were among the targets. More than 300 people, in addition to all of those dead, are seriously hurt. Yemen is home to a powerful al-Qaeda branch, but there has been a growing presence among supporters of ISIS. Here at home, child car safety seat maker Graco facing the largest ever penalty of its kind. The National Transportation Safety Board will fine Graco $3 million for its recalls of car seats last year. Graco will be required to spend $7 million over the next 5 years on child car safety seat awareness. The company recalled more than 6 million child safety seats last year because of a defective latch that could trap children. The man accused of making bomb threats against the U.S. Embassy in Tokyo has been arrested. Police in Japan say the man may have also threatened U.S. Ambassador Caroline Kennedy. The man is accused of making threats from a payphone to bomb the embassy and the American military base known as Camp Schwab on Okinawa. Former football star Darren Sharper is facing more rape charges. The 39-year-old is accused of forcing sex on 2 women last year in Las Vegas. He's already facing sexual assault charges in Los Angeles, New Orleans, and the Phoenix area. Sharper has been jailed in L.A. since the end of February after pleading not guilty to other charges. Sharper played for the Packers, Vikings, and for the Saints. A new report says the World Health Organization dropped the ball in declaring an Ebola emergency, and it may have cost hundreds of lives. Documents show senior health directors resisted raising the red flag for months because it could be seen as a, quote, hostile act and endanger economies, particularly in West Africa. The agency is blaming a variety of factors, including lack of resources, poor planning, and poor intelligence from the field.
Of our representatives on the ground. I think there was very clear evidence as this thing scaled that they either didn't have the experience or didn't have the technical expertise to actually manage a situation on this scale.
More than 10,000 people have died from the Ebola virus thus far since that outbreak was declared nearly a year ago. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry says negotiators have, in his words, made a lot of progress in talks to try to reach a deal with Iran on its nuclear program. The U.S. and 6 other world powers are trying to reach a deal with Iran, as you look at Mr. Kerry, that would suspend parts of its nuclear program in exchange for relief from economic sanctions. Kerry says all parties are working hard to try to reach the framework of a nuclear deal before the end of the month. The talks will resume next week. U.S. House Speaker John Boehner will make an upcoming trip to Israel. He'll meet with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who just won a 4th term as PM there, to further try to strengthen ties between the U.S. and Israel. He says the trip, which has been scheduled for months, we're told, comes on the heels of Netanyahu's re-election. Hundreds of people lined up for the reopening of the cafe in Sydney, Australia, the site of a deadly attack. Last December, you recall, a gunman took 17 people hostage, sparking a 16-hour standoff with police. He and 2 of the hostages died in the gun battle that followed in Sydney, Australia. The gunman had deep grievances against the Australian government and claimed allegiance to ISIS. Today, plaques honoring the two victims were displayed on a wall inside the cafe. Their company lost more than $200 million, but we're going to tell you why employees still collected millions in bonuses involving Amtrak. Drone delivery, what the government's doing that could make such deliveries commonplace someday. And that tax deadline is approaching. What you need to know if you plan on using a tax preparer. And of course, helping you plan for the weekend at Storm Team 5, Chief Meteorologist Steve Weigel has your most accurate weather forecast just minutes away.
You dreamt of a condo next to the train. Then I showed you how it shook as it came. And you saw close to and next to are not quite the same. Let a RE/MAX agent guide you. RE/MAX, dream with your eyes open.
Don't miss the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend at the South Florida Fairgrounds Expo Center. Browse over 60 spas and huge discounts this weekend at the South Florida Fairgrounds Expo Center. Visit hottubshow.com.
Just steps away from the water. Relax and enjoy the atmosphere and amazing food with locations across South Florida. Mulligan's Beach House Bar and Grill. Fun and food for the entire family. Mercedes-Benz of Palm Beach, where hospitality and friendly service is a family tradition. Right now, lease the CLA 250C for just $329 per month. The all-new GLA 250 4MATIC SUV for $369 per month. Or the 2015 C300 for just $399 per month. We're proud to serve the Palm Beaches and invite you to visit Mercedes-Benz of Palm Beach.
Hi, I'm Earl Stewart. At Big Dog Ranch Rescue, every dog has a name. Every dog has a story. Every dog deserves a loving and safe home. Earl Stewart Toyota is dog friendly, and you can come meet our dog of the month right here at the dealership. When you adopt one of our sponsored dogs, I will pay the adoption fees. And of course, at Big Dog Ranch Rescue, there are never any dealer fleas. Earl Stewart. Oh, come on.
You decided to downsize your home. Then I said the contract should include an inspection, which revealed you weren't alone. Let a RE/MAX agent guide you. RE/MAX, dream with your eyes open.
I may be a pizza maker, but I know a few things about dessert, like chocolate and more chocolate.
Introducing our new double chocolate chip brownie. It's a rich and decadent brownie, served warm for only $6.
Better ingredients, better pizza, PapaJohns.com.
Schumacher's Buick March Madness event could be the biggest event in our history. Select Buick models come with a sweet 16% off MSRP. That's nearly $8,400 in savings on a new Enclave, only at Schumacher.
Discover your true colors during Calico Corner's spring sale while savings are in full bloom. Save up to 50% store-wide on all fabrics, furniture, trim, hardware, accessories, and Hunter Douglas window treatments. Spring into savings at Calico Corners.
Breaking news, Miami-Dade Fire Rescue is responding to a burning building. You see the live pictures out of Opelika. That's about 20 minutes northwest of Miami. The crew's battling that blaze this afternoon. As you look on at the pictures, throwing as much water on it as they can. We are told that this is a blaze that's covering much of the footage of the third floor from one side to the other. So it's not isolated. They're finding hot spots all over the rooftop area, trying to keep it from going any further. No injuries have been reported so far. New at 5, the Florida House is proposing a $76 billion spending plan for this year. That budget about $5 billion less than the Florida Senate's budget. That's because the Senate includes, as you look on at the state capitol, extra money to help hospitals. The Senate also wants to pay for extended health care coverage. Both sides propose to boost spending on public schools. The gap, though, between the two chambers could mean lengthy negotiations. A report conducted by Amtrak shows the employees of the publicly funded railroad service got more than $11 million in bonuses last year, despite the fact that Amtrak lost more than $200 million. Apparently, the bonuses were part of an incentive program designed to reward staff if they managed to keep losses under $300 million. A second set of bonuses was scrapped after Amtrak fell far short of its customer satisfaction goals. The Obama administration is releasing new federal regulations on fracking, the controversial drilling technique. Under the regulations, companies will be required to disclose chemicals used for fracking. It's done by injecting those chemicals in water at high pressure into the ground to free trapped fossil fuel deposits. The measure only affects federally owned lands, or roughly a quarter of gas and oil operations in the USA. Energy groups call the rules a burden and a threat to the industry. The president is also ordering the government to sharply cut greenhouse gas emissions over the next decade. The directive, and it's aimed at all government facilities only, could save up to $18 billion, it's estimated, by cutting down on wasted energy. As you look at them looking on at solar panels, the government must cut its emissions from government facilities by 40% compared to 2008 levels. It's unclear, though, how the government will meet those ambitious targets. The White House says it is providing agencies with tools to track progress, but offered no other details. 5 Arizona high school students are accused of plotting to kill a classmate, and police say part of the students' plan was to have one of them bring a knife to the school. Administrative staff located that student and found a knife in his possession. Now authorities are praising a mystery student for alerting someone at the school to the plot. Several students told police the target was an ex-boyfriend of someone within the group. All 5 students are facing adult felony charges. The General Motors CEO will once again be on the hot seat about a deadly defect that led to a major recall last year. Mary Barra will answer questions in court from lawyers suing GM over the recall of faulty ignition switches. Those switches have been linked to 67 deaths and 113 injuries. GM recalled 2.6 million vehicles because of the defect, but later admitted some of its employees had known about the issue for 10 years. Barra's deposition will be later this fall. It appears the Federal Aviation Administration could be softening its stance on commercial drone use. Online retailer Amazon wants to use drones someday as a delivery tool. Now the agency is giving Amazon permission to test and experiment with certain drones for its fleet. Under the terms, drones can only be flown below 400 feet of altitude during the day and only in clear weather conditions. They must also remain in the line of sight of operators. Amazon's required to send monthly data from its tests to the FAA. Time for the cherry blossoms in the nation's capital. Perhaps you've been there to see them yourself. It's a beautiful sight in celebration of the original gift of 3,000 cherry trees from the city of Tokyo in 1912. The National Cherry Blossom Festival began today. Each year, people from across the country and indeed the world flock to the nation's capital to gaze at the cherry blossoms as they adorn and align the city streets. This year's peak bloom is predicted to occur between April 11th and 14th. A cosmic event caught on camera, a partial solar eclipse. The satellite used an imager which views the sun at extreme ultraviolet wavelengths to capture the path of the moon in front of the sun. Areas north of Scotland and in the Arctic were the only places that could view the eclipse. The last total eclipse, November 2012, over Australia. NASA says the next one will be seen over Indonesia in March of 2016. Our chief meteorologist, Steve Weigel, here now to break down the science behind those incredible images, and they are every bit of that, aren't they, Steve?
Yeah, I've never seen a total solar eclipse, but I've seen a partial, and even it was amazing, Michael. This one today, as you said, was visible in northern Europe, and here's what happens. The moon casts a shadow on the Earth, so the moon is traveling between the sun and the Earth, and it casts a shadow on just a small area of the Earth. And so why doesn't this happen all the time? Because we get this scenario, all the time. Well, because their distances are so large, if the moon is just a little up or down, that shadow misses the Earth. So there has to be a complete, very fine alignment here to get what we saw today. And it was spectacular, as you saw from the images. Something else spectacular going on today, the start of spring. Well, not so much for South Florida, because we were running in the mid and high 80s. What a hot day out there. At 6:45 tonight, officially spring starts. At that moment, the sun crosses crosses the equator on its trek north into the northern hemisphere for the next 6 months, and our daylight hours get longer and longer. And wear the sunscreen because we'll really start to notice the UV rays as the sun gets higher in the sky. We have generally sunny skies today. There are a couple of showers, though, on our radar. We have, of course, showers popping up around Johns Island, just north of Vero Beach. Actually, even spotty showers popping up around 17th Street Bridge around Vero, and all just slowly working south. So tonight, not too bad. Temperatures cool off a few degrees. Again, tonight we'll see some patchy overnight fog. Showers will not be widespread, so if you have outdoor plans on this Friday evening, I think you'll be okay overall. And the showers that are out there right now won't last very long. But into the overnight hours, looking good. Patchy fog developing in the morning. As we get into 9, 10, and 11 a.m., we hit 80 degrees. We'll hit the mid and high 80s again on Saturday afternoon. And with all that heat and all that humidity, we'll see a return to at least a couple of showers. Here's the Vipercast model. It wants to keep a few light showers even through 10 and 11 o'clock tonight on the Treasure Coast. And then things become quiet. We get the patchy overnight fog. Things start to bubble up tomorrow afternoon. There's 1:30 in the afternoon. This is a little sea breeze. An indication this is more like a summer-like weather pattern. This sea breeze forms along the Treasure Coast and Palm Beach County, and then it slowly drifts toward the coastline late afternoon, early evening. So later tomorrow, we'll have to keep an eye out for some more showers, but nothing too significant. The daytime highs, they will be significant. Sunday, 87. Our record highs around 91, 92, so I don't think we'll break that, but we will be close in a few areas. We cool off to 84 on Monday, and we're 82 on Tuesday and Wednesday. Boating conditions tomorrow look fantastic. Variable winds are light, generally 5, perhaps 10 in the afternoon with a sea breeze, and seas running 1 to 2. It was pretty spectacular today. Tomorrow, more of the same. 69 tonight, spring arriving, 6:45. Little overnight fog on the way. Tomorrow, warming up to 85. Sunny, again, hot weather for South Florida with an isolated shower on the way. 7-day forecast through the second half of the weekend. Hot weather with showers. Chance for a rumble of thunder on Monday with our next front. And next week, cooler, slightly cooler, with a mix of sun and clouds through the middle of the week. I'll have an update coming up at 5:30.
Steve, thanks. British developers have designed, they say, a new wearable technology where the garment itself becomes an active motion sensor. It's called Excel Flex. It uses bend-sensitive fiber optics that are stitched inside the clothing to provide feedback for athletes without having to wear bulky electronics. That's the world we're moving into. The only other component is a small credit card-sized electric pack.
Fashion designers can design the clothes rather than technologists designing wearable technology that's just a wristband or something like that. And that's a big step forward.
Developers are looking to work with fashion and design companies to integrate these fiber optics into current sports clothing. Spring is here, and so is allergy season. Don't I know it? How you can prevent your symptoms. Hope you don't have them, but if you do, how you can prevent them and enjoy the outdoors. And a warning for wine lovers, what some of the best-selling wines might contain in terms of dangerous levels, potentially. That coming up at 5:30.
Weather on WPTV is sponsored by Capital Carpet and Tile.
It's the One for Everyone sales event this month at Edmore's Delray Toyota, and this is the one you can't afford to miss. Buy a Camry for $13,988 or lease a new 2015 Camry LE for only $89 a month. Visit DelrayToyota.com.
World-class bluegrass is coming to Yesteryear Village at the South Florida Fairgrounds, featuring the new queen of bluegrass, Rhonda Vincent.
Raging love for you tonight.
Grammy nominees, the Boxcars, and many more. Bluegrass Spring Music Jam this weekend at the South Florida Fairgrounds.
Game on! It's madness at Napleton's Palm Beach Acura, where $995 down lets you drive home a winner in a new 2015 Acura MDX $349 a month lease. Score big with $995 down on a new 2015 Acura RDX $259 a month lease. Or $995 down on the exciting game changer, the new 2016 Acura ILX $199 a month lease. At Napleton's Palm Beach Acura, just west of the Florida Turnpike, second to none since 1931.
back at its new time, 8/7 Central.
Go get him, Grim.
New Grimm, tonight 8/7 Central here on NBC.
I miss you, Mama. I am gonna get home.
American Odyssey premieres Sunday, April 5th here on NBC.
Gunther Volkswagen's grand opening celebration has begun. And for the past 45 years, no one sells more Volkswagen vehicles than Gunther. Right now, you can choose from over 1,200 new Volkswagen vehicles and save thousands at an all-new Gunther Volkswagen location close to you. Like this special lease offer on a new 2015 Jetta from $119 a month. Get to South Florida's most convenient Volkswagen dealer today to save big.
For 45 years, satisfying customers, one handshake at a time.
That's why you got to get to Gunther.
The one you want at the price you want is at Edmore's Delray Toyota during the One for Everyone sales event. Sign and drive a new 2015 RAV4. Lease for $239 a month, 0 down, or buy for $21,488. Visit DelrayToyota.com.
Closed captioning on WPTV is sponsored by Bethesda Health.
Covering America, firefighters battled a huge warehouse fire in Chicago. That warehouse contained a fire extinguisher manufacturing business. A portion of the building collapsed under the intense flames. This blaze fought well into the night last night. Hazmat had to be called in because of the materials that are used to make fire extinguishers, and there were concerns about the potential hazard. No injuries have been reported. The cause of the fire remains under investigation. Now to a health alert. A new drug that is able to treat Crohn's disease is showing some positive results. Monogerson was tested on 150 patients with the digestive disorder. After just 2 weeks, 2/3 of those taking the highest dose were in remission with reportedly no symptoms. While there are other medications for Crohn's disease, those are given by injection and often do have side effects. The itchy red eyes, the sneezing, the stuffy nose. We love welcoming spring, but not the allergies. So how do you avoid them? Allergy experts say the most important thing you can do is start treating your allergies now before those symptoms appear. Then there are over-the-counter routes or there are the allergy shots. And for the serious symptoms, experts say you do need to talk to your doctor about those shots. And then do a little spring house cleaning. Wash the clothes. Okay, and vacuum a little more often. This helps reduce pollen and mold from getting inside your home and getting into your clothes or on your clothes, and also the pets and everything else.
I'm Jake Cashmere live in the newsroom. Coming up, all new at 5:30. Social media mystery. Why police worry this spring breaker is in danger after her photo started circulating online. Also, golfing goes high tech. We're revealing the new tool rolling onto golf courses across South Florida. Plus, it is a problem many couples face, keeping your sex life alive. Well, we've got a simple secret for women out there to improve their love life. All that and more straight ahead on News Channel 5 at 5:30.
Business Report on WPTV is sponsored by your local Toyota dealers.
Don't miss the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend at the South Florida Fairgrounds Expo Center. Browse the largest display of hot tubs and swim spas in the region with over 60 spas from 6 major brands at up to 50% off. That's this weekend at the South Florida Fairgrounds Expo Center. Visit hottubshow.com.
Schumacher's Spring Rush to Savings. For the Palm Beaches, it could be the biggest event in Schumacher history. Drive away with up to $10,000 in savings on the rugged, powerful, award-winning Chevy Silverado. Or for just $159 a month, you can drive the 32 mpg Chevy Equinox. The Spring Rush to Savings, only from Schumacher.
For the best Chevy experience in the Palm Beaches, come join the family at Schumacher.
It's back. The Philly Cheesesteak Pizza.
Get our Philly Cheesesteak Pizza with original Philly Cheesesteak Company steak and garlic Parmesan sauce. A large for just $12.
Better ingredients, better pizza. PapaJohns.com.
You know how fast you're going? It's a Dodge Challenger. It's a gross misuse of power.
You got passed by a Passat, even with that available 485 horsepower Hemi V8.
Is that chamber music?
Yeah.
Get out of the car.
Some things you just don't do in a Dodge. Now during award season. Right now, get up to $3,500 total cash allowance on 2015 Dodge vehicles.
This is a notice to the public. Stop wherever you are and get to Greco Mazda in North Palm Beach and Delray Beach for the biggest grand opening celebrations ever. Greco will do whatever it takes to be the #1 Mazda stores in the world. Shop our special allocation from the factory. Over 600 Mazdas. Get a Mazda 6 or CX-5, your choice, $169 a month with 0 down. Yes, 0 down. Greco Mazda has you covered from north to south.
I'm Mike Greco. I'll save you thousands. I guarantee it.
Watch the Honda Sports Desk for the latest local and national sports, powered by ESPN 106.3. Every night at 11, only on News Channel 5. Sponsored by the South Florida Honda Dealers. Visit sfhondadealers.com to find the dealer nearest you.
Don't miss the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend at the South Florida Fairgrounds Expo Center. Browse the largest display of hot tubs and swim spas in the region with over 60 spas from 6 major brands at up to 50% off. That's this weekend at the South Florida Fairgrounds Expo Center. Visit hottubshow.com.
Live, local, from WPTV. This is News Channel 5 at 5:30. Local coverage you can count on.
Taking action tonight, we're learning the people who put their lives on the line for us every day are demanding something get done about possible mold in their fire stations.
It's a big story getting a lot of discussion up on the Treasure Coast. All of this comes after months of the fire union battling the county to re-inspect the firehouses. Commissioners unanimously decided that they will take new steps to make sure 4 firehouses with possible mold are safe for firefighters after 9 tested positive for toxic mold exposure. Now, an impasse hearing today packed with firefighters and their families say this is great news. Commissioners decided that they will vote at their regular meeting next week on how they'll proceed, but it's a great first start. Options include finding alternate places for those firefighters to work until their firehouses are deemed safe, and that could mean even putting up a tent in a parking lot. They'll also discuss how they can quickly re-inspect those 4 firehouses with possible mold. They want to do that before the end of the month. Of course, we're going to continue to follow this story and all the next inspections that will take place. As soon as we get more information on that, we'll certainly bring it to you.
All right, developing now in the feed room. Have you seen this woman? Police say that she is a young spring breaker visiting Panama City Beach and could be in danger. They grew concerned about her after photos of her began circulating on social media. Now take a look. The photo shows the naked woman wearing beads surrounded by shirtless men, likely somewhere in Bay County. Other photos more disturbing include a man grabbing her by her necklace. Now, police want to talk to her and make sure all of the actions were consensual and that she is not in any sort of danger. They reiterate that she is not in trouble with police, but they just want to make sure that she's okay. Jay.
Ashley, thank you. This just in, a video shows 2 boaters slamming into a seawall in South Florida. The Coast Guard tells us 2 people were on the boat when it crashed into the wall. 1 man and 1 woman were rushed to Jackson Memorial Hospital in Miami with serious injuries. Now crews are trying to figure out what caused the boat to crash. Protesters in the state capitol asking for the governor to forecast the facts. They're rallying over a so-called gag order about climate change. Governor Rick Scott says no such ban on the words exist. Activists filed a records request for all communications between the governor's office and the Department of Environmental Protection to see if there's proof such a ban exists.
Now, Storm Team 5 with South Florida's most accurate weather forecast.
All right, we made it. The weekend.